Hello. Thank you for tuning in. You have joined us at the beginning of Folk U, which is a singer-songwriter round robin that has been going on in the greater Chicagoland area since 2001, so we're approaching our 20th anniversary, which is technically in December. Technically, because we don't have a show usually in December, and we don't have one scheduled this year, but we're approaching year 20 and we're still around. Even the pandemic has not rid us of folking you. So I will, before I introduce these fine fellows, you do see their names there, but I want to give them the official hello and welcome. I'll tell you quickly what a round robin is. And my suspicion is that if you're tuning in, you probably have some idea. It's an opportunity for songwriters to get together, play new material, deep cuts, in some cases, stuff that they just have not played in forever or brand new things. It's really up to them, but to play their songs for you, but in a limited context. In this case, it's short sets from each of us here tonight. And then starting with me, and then it'll pass on to the next person, and then to the next, and then it comes around again. Thus the notion of the round robin. And since I have mentioned them, I should officially then give them the high sign here. I'm Larry Odine, the host, these almost 20 years. And then also joining us, two returning folk viewers, starting with Christopher Elam. Chris, good to see you.
Hi, everyone.
Yes.
Hi,
and also joining us is David Hinske. He's just going by the Una moniker on his, if you look down there, just David, but David Hinske.
That's what's going to make it. This is the whole thing.
You decided to strip yourself down to the one name, like Sting?
I think this is what's going to break. It's fascinating, though. I'm turning to the right, and it looks like I'm turning to the left.
Oh, this will throw you for a loop, my friend, as well as the copious liquor that we're all drinking, I know.
Do you have liquor in there, Larry?
Of course.
I feel loopy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's make some music.
Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I think people out there know what the heck's going on. I'm going to start things off. Chris will follow, and then David. So I'm going to let these two gentlemen get off camera and do what they need to do. Meditate, take a brief nap, but make sure it's brief. And then they will be back in due time. So guys, looking forward to hearing from both of you tonight. And I will see Chris soon and David a little bit after that. David, hang tight. Chris, yow. All right. I know that they are thrilled for that moment when they're off camera. They can kind of, pull themselves together, whereas I'm usually in a state of pulling myself apart. But what the hell? So, again, hello, everyone. I was telling Christopher when we first got on, pre-show, that just about the time I sat down to get ready to play, like it's lightning outside, and some thunder, and you know what? Hold on a sec. This is going to be even better. Hold on just a second. Something I don't normally do. Hon, I'm going to close the door. Okay. Yeah, just start. Yeah. Okay, I'll see you in a bit. Thank you. The one thing that I had neglected to do was to close the door to the antechamber here. And my lovely wife just walked in, and I thought, she doesn't need to hear me. She hears enough of me as it is. So anyway, I'm here. This is our 16th version of this going remotely. The first month or two of the pandemic, I was kind of numb and didn't do anything, and we made our way online. And I've come to kind of enjoy it. I'm looking forward to getting back to actual live performance, like live on stage. But I, for one, am very leery of that concept at this moment still. So we're keeping it remote and already booking the new year, and the earliest shows there are down as remote, unless things really change, that's what we're going to keep doing. So I think I've told you everything you need to know. And if you've tuned in before, you've heard this kind of stuff before. So I'm just going to get down to it. And so for the first song tonight, I'm going to play one by my current band, the Injured Parties, although we haven't been banding in quite a while. And this is our most recent album, product placement. And this song is on there, although it is actually an older song that I used to play in a slightly different version at Folk U quite a bit. And then it kind of dropped off the radar, and then it got reborn into the Injured Parties mode. So version I'm going to play is kind of between the two worlds. And it's called Frosted Flakes. All right. Hope you like it. Sam and Tony the tiger met at the usual place. Drank till they were 3 sheets to the wind, radiant in their perfect disgrace. No one takes us seriously, they slurred from dusk till dawn. Instead of Shakespeare in the park, it's been Disney on the lawn. Studied with Stanislavski, memorized an actor prepares. But the only gig either one could get was selling cereal to squares. Tony was a Buddhist and took it all in stride. But with every spoonful of Fruit Loops, Sam swallowed his pride. Creek to Hollywood, they prostituted their dreams. Heroes of prepubescence and victims of marketing schemes. Yeah. Agents, they were has-beens, while ex-wives were more vehement. It took them for every red cent in prenuptial agreements. Sam's hacienda in Burbank went on the auction block, while Tony sold for peanuts Robert Wagner's refurbished yacht. Drank to disillusionment, those consummate pros. Tony with his true stripes and Sam's endearing nose. A pair of animated animals whose hearts can also break, spilling cartoon tears into bowls of frosted flakes. Bowls of frosted flakes. Bowls of frosted flakes. Bowls of frosted flakes. Woo! Thank you. Thank you so much. Wow. Yeah, I've played that in this context in a while. And, it's like, what's wrong with me? That felt pretty good to do. So, wow. Thank you so much. And great to be here again. I'm going to follow that one up with a new song. it's like, again, early on, and how much longer can I do this? Hopefully not that much longer, kowtowing in some ways to the whole notion of, being in a pandemic. But in the early flush of it, I mean, like I said before, I just didn't know what to do. Like, I think pretty much anybody was in that same boat. And certainly writing stuff to me doesn't come easy when I'm in the middle of something. That sounded dumb. Like when something's happening and you're responding to it, I usually need time to respond. And this song is not necessarily a pandemic response, but the fact that I was able to coax it out of myself under these circumstances made me happy in a perverted way. And I believe the last time that I played this, maybe the only time I played it, because it's a newer song, Adele Nicholas, who was playing that night as well, did a comment where she said, "Wow, that was dark." And so, coming from Adele, that's high praise. So the title of it will become clear, and it's definitely a character study, which is something when I first started writing. I think I loved so many songwriters, and I loved what they were obviously doing that was character studies. But I think when I started writing, I was like, I got to write about myself. And so once I realized that was, sometimes, a good thing to do, but not by any stretch necessary, I felt, hello, Adele. You've been name checked. I was very freeing. So anyway, I'm going to shut up. I'm jabbery tonight. And I'm going to do this for you. I hope you enjoy it. I could have been a contender, Marlon Brando said famously when I saw him in the street. He gave the whole speech for me, and Marlon got me thinking of everything I could have done, the cancers I would have cured, the Nobel Prizes to be won, but I was aborted. I was aborted. I was aborted. So there you go. And all you liberated ladies with your bodies and your choices, silencing the plaintive cries of the pro-life voices. Every fetus is a genius that just has to be born to solve the world's problems, like atheism, communism, and porn. But I was aborted. I was aborted. I was aborted. So there you go. Don't take this the wrong way. I'm not trying to complain. I've got things pretty good up here on the astral plane. As I said to Abraham Lincoln, Abe, life the afterlife is pretty sweet. If I'd never been aborted, we wouldn't have had the chance to meet. But I was aborted. I was aborted. I was aborted. So there you go. My neighbor's a clinic bomber. He's got a quite nice spread. God would never punish him for making those doctors dead. He had a higher calling. He did what he did for me. And now we're sipping Mai Tais for all eternity. 'Cause I was aborted. I was aborted. I was aborted. So there you go. I was aborted. I was aborted. I was aborted. So there you go. All right.
Wow, let's not take that last one out of context, folks.
Yes. You know, I guess you said it as beautifully as I could under any other circumstance.
I'd like to think that there's any number of my possible children out there that could be singing that right now.
Sipping the same Mai Tais with Abe Lincoln and company, right?
Yep.
Oh yes, it's a sweet world, right? So thank you, Chris, and for the little applause down there I saw. That was very kind of you.
No problem.
I'm looking forward to hearing you, and I'm going to get down to it, and I will see you back on the other side when everything swings around again.
Okay, cool. So I should just go?
I thought, well, I'd like you to. Do you feel ready?
I feel ready.
All right, let me give you the floor, such as it is.
Cool. Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Christopher Elam, and I'm going to sing songs. And this is an old standard of mine. I hope that's loud enough. I never want my voice louder than my guitar. Thanks, Larry, for putting this on, obviously. This song's called Last Long Winter's Night. It's been a whole pandemic since I've played. I've played one show since then. So, give me a break. Hold on. Here we go. There we go. On the last long winter's night, the broken thought of mending, but I got so tired of trying through failures unending. Now I know it's something more, 'cause I've seen that ship sink before. I always used to raise the sails again. When the morning calm and warm sent soft winds unfolding, well, I dropped everything I've carried just to keep holding on. All my revelations floated to the floor. There was nothing there to help me anymore. 'Cause I've been far too long by the banks of the water with a song about the nurse's daughter, and now she's gone. And I never felt the wiser for what's been done. Let the way live like the breezes in the sun. I'm killing time until it comes again. water, dreaming numb about the way to get through idle days undone, or a way to hide whatever I've become. And the weight will not be lighter in a song about the nurse's daughter, and now she's gone. And I never felt the wiser for what's been done, but the way it looked like the breezes in the sun. I'm killing time until it comes again. Cool. So, we got through that one. I think I'll play an easy one now. Something a little bit easier. All right, this is the kind of the first folksy songwritery song I ever wrote. It's called Elam. Thanks everyone in chat for saying it sounds good, and for the applause emojis. I appreciate that. This song is it's called Elam, and I wrote it when I was 19, pretty young, pretty emo back then. But here, this is what it sounds like. This'll pass just like the rest. Once more it's turning out far less than all the things I'm quick to hide, that build themselves too much inside. Page to page it's all the same. Another year express complaints while ignoring every meaning until it fades. Shouldn't have brought it up, but my faith has faded some as it is. It seems the best to just get by it. Seems just like I do sometimes, but what follows thoughts that take me back to everything I've ever had. The pace relates me open for my tripping through an open door. Man, I wonder what I understand at all. I shouldn't have brought it up, 'cause I know you've had enough of hearing scenes from my nonsense thought out misery. Tried to write it out in the strongest stream of words, and felt it all collapse as another filter burns. Tried to write it out like I never had connections to the feeling of doubt. The week is spent locked up inside a 10-bedroom on recovery high, balancing the chemicals, acting out on their behalf. They said I'd never be the same, that's fine with me. I guess I keep forgetting they never help anything else. Thanks. Hi, David. Do you
That
want to
was
chat or
cool.
do you want to play or chat?
That was some great chord changes.
Thank you. Thank you. It was
Subtle. The
beautiful
melody
to
wandered around very interestingly, and then you played some unexpected chord changes that I felt really uh, brought my attention back into what you were doing.
Oh, sweet. Thank you for saying that.
That was cool.
Can I hear a few of your songs?
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right. Friend, let me tell you a story while we host another ale. No heroes, no villains, just a cautionary tale. I'll buy a round for the house, MasterCard allows. Let my big mouth ramble. You think I know better by now. You think I know better. You think I know better by now. It's getting late. I'm pretty drunk. Most everyone has gone. But we're all hunkered down inside of Babylon. Wait, what was I gonna say before I call the lift? Oh hell, I can't remember. My boat's been set adrift. You think I know better? You think I know better by now? You think I know better? You think I know better by now? So where was I in this tale? I hardly just begun. A little love fades away and courage on the run. I guess it don't matter anyway. Anyhow, a long story made short. You think I'd know better by now? You think I know better? You think I know better by now? You think I know better? I know better by now. Look out that window for an hour or a week. Nothing else will do to get back up on my feet. It just takes time. It just takes time and some wine. beneath that street light, someone that will see, looking at this window, looking back at me. It just takes time. It takes time and someone. There's a snake in my kitchen, slithered from my bed, went by the window where the moon is turning red. It just takes time. It takes time and some mind. I'll sit here till moonrise, I'll sit here till dawn. If I sit here long enough, that snake will be gone. It just takes time. It just takes time and some wine. It just takes time and some wine.
Sounded great.
Thank you.
You got a good sense of a groove with your stuff, you know?
Groove.
Yeah.
Groovy.
If I was swaying to the beat and I had to keep myself focused on what you were actually doing, being the host here, because I just wanted to kind of like just get into it, man. It sounded really good.
Cool. Yeah. That, as songwriters, we learn some things over the years, and it's how to put syllables where they belong, to choose where the words go in a line so that they fall in the beat in a certain way. Mm-hmm. And I think that one particularly uses that technique well.
Is that an older or a newer Hinske?
Oh no, that's on my most recent record.
Okay.
That's a kind of a pandemic song. Sit by the window for an hour or a week.
Yeah. What's the difference, right? Yeah. I mean, under normal circumstances, yes. But taking that line even out of context, it's like that's kind of become the reality of things. Time has become.
Yeah.
If it's more meaningful now, it's certainly still quite elastic. Would you agree with that?
Yeah. I mean, any song can be somewhat timeless, and not only is that just pandemic oriented, but it's. I think a lot of musicians on a scale, no pun intended, probably suffer from some mild forms of depression more than the average populace. I have no professional standing to say that, other than I've met a lot of musicians.
I think that's the evidence you need right there. Every musician you met.
At our age, and Larry, I assume you're creeping up on me.
I am.
That you get to a point where you just know that if you can hang tight, hang tough, the pendulum will swing the other way at some point. So that's that. Even though it's in a minor key, that's kind of a hopeful song along those directions.
We're getting a comment from Anna Labno, who's was a student of mine once upon a time as well. Hopefully things will get back to normal soon. Yes, hopefully they will. Whatever normal is, although I think in the context here, we can definitely shake our heads and go, yes, I think we can agree. Normal.
And, I was isolated out in the desert for 14 years. And so I'm kind of used to a little bit of isolation, but this is getting ridiculous. Yeah.
Who would have ever imagined that this would be something we would be living through?
Yeah.
I mean, it goes to the Warren Zevon saying, enjoy every sandwich, right? You never know when things are going to go to shit, or some variation thereof. Thank God we're here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But all right, I'm going to stop getting philosophical.
Purchase good scotch.
Let me give you a virtual clank of the glass and the mug, and I will see you next round, sir. It's sounding really good. I know he probably is tired of my rambling there, and I am the host, but it shouldn't be a license for rambling. But I haven't seen David in a while. I haven't seen Christopher in a while, so this is our chance to buddy up a little bit. So again, thank you for tuning in. Yes, thank you, Anna, for the cheers. For my next set, I'm going to start off with a song that was by, I got to explain this. It was included on this album by the Me Decade, which was band that I had before the Injured Parties. We only put out one record. That band could not have been more different. The Injured Parties is like a more traditional, pop punk power trio. And then the Me Decade was a 6-piece band with 2 full-time string players. So, go from that to half the size. This song was included on the album I just showed you, Gentrification is Theft, but it was done mostly as an acoustic song on the album. Why? Not really aesthetic reasons, but because it was written toward the end of when we were recording and I wanted to put it on there. So it has some beautiful backing vocals. But other than that, it's just me and an acoustic guitar. So, but it is a Me Decade song. And so I'm going to do it for y'all tonight. It's called The Rich Are Different. And the title probably says it all, but hopefully the song will tell you a little bit more too. Rich Are Different. They drive expensive autos guided by computer chips. Members of Club Med holidaying on cruise ships. When they tip the valets at 4-star eateries, what makes them full is not food but superiority. Contributing to charities when accountants say it's smart. They retain the finest doctors for diseases of the heart. Clinking glasses at the country club and gathering in packs. Ashamed of nothing 'cause there's nothing they lack. The rich are different, honey. They make money in their sleep, while you and I work overtime for the pennies we hope to keep. dwell in shiny mansions locked behind steel gates, private property tended by inmates, with disposable incomes and noses in the air. They float above the chaos without a care. The rich are different, honey. They make money in their sleep, while you and I work overtime for the pennies we need to keep. And all you working stiffs glued to the TV, clutching lotto tickets and placing bets with your bookies, or drooling to be millionaires when nothing comes for free. You'll pay some way for quick prosperity. The rich are different, honey. They make money in their sleep, while you and I work overtime for the pennies we need to keep. All right. So I am going to follow that up with another new one, and another song in E too, for those that are keeping track out there. Two in a row in E. I'm like some bluesman, I guess, here. I'm definitely not like a bluesman, and there is no knock on bluesmen. And I kind of felt like I had to play this. This is another pandemic written number. It's called Q's Gone Dark, and I'm going to put this, I did this last month as well. It's spelled like this. And tomorrow is supposed to be this stupid ass Justice for J6 thing going on in Washington. You'd think after January 6th and everything that's going on, which is the inspiration for this song, that we wouldn't have to, even if this thing fizzles out, even contemplate something as stupid as this again. But, it's supposed to be happening. So I got to play Q's Gone Dark here. And I hope, I want you to like it. So I hope you do. Q's gone dark. It's wait and see. While I'm stocking shelves at the Piggly Wiggly. Q's gone dark. But when he's back, I got sticks and stones for the big attack. Q's gone dark. It'll be a little while before we root out more cannibalistic pedophiles. Q's gone dark. It's not just me who's itching to engage in some anarchy. Kroger Karen's here, Whitefish Karen too, and she's been in touch with a few boogaloos. Q's gone dark, please don't panic. Every Democrat's a closet satanic. Q's gone dark, but he's got a plan. The storm is coming from inside of a van, parked in the lot, Area 51, where he mops the halls and scrapes up gum. Q's gone dark at the pizza parlor. Patriots like me will make the cab all holler. Q's gone dark, please don't panic. Every Democrat's a closet satanic.
What's wrong with being a satanic?
Yeah, and that's technically not the proper form of that word, but it works so well.
Satanist?
Yeah, a closet Satanist, but satanic rhymes with panic.
I love it.
We are, songwriters. We ain't got to explain nothing, right?
Nope. People get it. I didn't even think about it until you mentioned it.
Yeah, well, life is a lesson, and I'm here to give them when I'm not sleeping and crying. One or the other.
A true poet.
Thank you.
How much crying you been doing these days?
Oh, well, let me tell you. I mean, I need extra eyes. Let me tell you that. It's not enough having the 4 because of the specs. And I don't know about you, but perfect timing. I hear the rain like whacking on the window pane over here again. So that's a form
what a poet you are. I hear the rain racking on the window pane.
I said whacking, but I like racking better. So you know what? You get a co-writing credit on me.
I have an impediment. I have a irredentant.
Use it.
I have I have a spearnge irrediment. Fuck, you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I do. And I'm only making it harder for you. I know. So I'm going to, once again, I can't bow out gracefully. So I'm just going to try to slither away here. And you sounded great before. So looking forward to this set. And again, we'll see you on the last pass.
Cool. Thanks.
All right.
I'm sorry. I'm about to disappoint you. Just kidding. So, yeah, this is the only new song that I really have been keeping around in my head, and I wanted to write a song where I didn't edit myself so much, and got a little bit more vulnerable than I usually get, and that's how this song came about. So I hope it, whatever, doesn't weird you out or whatever. As good as mine, I'll not stay alive when you are. I don't know what you feel for me, or what your thoughts tell you to dream. If I'm not there, all your dreams are wrong. I could stay in our kiss for a million years, and I like to fuck, I love you. I died a little every day, never knowing what to do or say. You saw what I could only hope. You will look into the afterlife, thinking you had lacked a starter guide. If your mirror wasn't clearer, it was broke. I could stay in our bliss for a million years, and I like to fuck, I love you. Are you scared to fuck, I love you? That's a proper fade. So that's a song that I wrote in quarantine. And okay, this song's called Grace. It's off a record I put out in 2009 called Clocks. Something's out of tune. Hold on. No, actually, it's good. It's good. Wrong tempo. Right tempo. I know a cold black heart and a warm pale girl who woke to find that her whole world was ruled by days that seemed to say, good morning, love, you're being punished. Every day you will know. She waits for a sign. She waits They wait for someone who says they know. Don't you fear those roads wherever they might go? You're afraid to be the only one who knows. I'm so much like you, a psycho killer too. No one fears the insincerity in our eyes, but they distantly sympathize. We do too. We do. Oh shit. Hold on, let me try that again. There we go. Nice and neat.
I don't know. I think it was kind of. I liked it. I liked it kind of better when it didn't resolve.
Well, every live performance, it never resolves the first time. I can't remember which frets I'm supposed to hit. I need to write a tab out for myself, you know?
If you could read tabs, that might work.
Yeah, and I can, I'm getting close. I'm up to the 5th line. There's 6. I'm up to the 5th. So I just got that last one to learn. And
I'm so old, I had to set the needle down on the record repeatedly just to even write down the lyrics. Man, we ruined a lot of records that way.
That's awesome. Do you have your stuff on records, David?
On vinyl, you mean?
Yeah.
No, I've never put anything on vinyl.
Wait, are you being sarcastic or are you serious?
No, I'm serious. No, vinyl?
Okay.
No.
Me neither. But wouldn't it be great? Wouldn't it be great?
No.
Larry, click the button.
It wouldn't be great. It would just be another way for us to spend some money that we didn't get back.
That we're gonna lose. Yes, exactly.
Right. Yeah.
That's why I haven't done it. But man, yeah. Okay, Juan El Cubano in the chat says garbage.
I wonder if cover some Shirley Manson songs. I think.
Yeah, I don't know if he wants us to cover garbage or if he says that my song was garbage. Either way, you're named after a sandwich, dude. So shut up.
You know, I'm thinking, yeah. My wife had an opportunity to meet Shirley Manson one time, but the line was too long, so she said, "Nah, fuck this."
Oh man.
I know. So that's the decider. How long is the line? If it's, she was about 19 people deep at that point, and she just was like, no. I mean, I don't know how close she had to be. We've never had this conversation. She was like 9 people deep or 10 or 11. I'm not sure what the number would
my first question would be, is she a Shirley Manson fan?
She loves the way she talks.
Oh, Okay. Okay. So you figure like if you're gonna wait in line, you're maybe gonna get like a minute's worth of talk in
Yeah, maybe.
with
I
a
don't know.
celebrity.
My wife's
So
pretty pushy. She could have stood there for probably 4 or 5 minutes
is she
before.
around? Can we ask her?
But yeah, sure. Hey,
Call her
Carolyn.
in. Go on.
Hey, Carolyn.
Yeah.
The crowd has a question
Okay.
for you.
Okay.
Can Carolyn hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, Carolyn. How are you?
So, okay. Question.
How many people deep would a line have to be in for you to actually wait in it for Shirley Manson?
Because I told him you were about 19 people deep, and you were like,
Oh.
no, it's too many.
For Shirley Manson? No, I was like probably 70 people deep.
Oh, 7. Oh, I wasn't there. I misestimated the length of the line. So
Jesus
70.
Christ.
The question
even
is,
more because it wound and wound and wound and wound.
the question is, how short would you have? How few people would have been in front of you in order for you to go? Yeah, okay, I'll wait this out.
It's the age-old question.
Yeah, I don't
It's
know.
the one that everyone asks.
Yeah.
It's difficult because it was indoors and it was really hot. So
Well,
I wasn't
in that circumstance, let's not create a under those exact same circumstances.
50.
50.
50 people were ahead of me. It was wham bam. I would have gone. I would have waited.
That's still a lot. Okay, so
Uh-huh.
60 would have been a real conundrum for you.
Well, and it was probably more than 60. And again, it was I was sick. I wasn't feeling well, and there was no way I was going to stand indoors.
Yeah.
But 50.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. I thought she was going to say like 11.
Oh no, I would have waited to see her.
So he says, "Do you like Shirley Manson?" I said, "You like the way she talks."
I do. I love the way she talks, and I like a lot of her songs.
Oh, there you go.
One last question for Carolyn.
A thumbs up on garbage. Because
Cool.
the reason we're asking you all this is because somebody logged on and during his set and said garbage, and so we decided that that person probably wanted
Shirley Manson instead.
him to do a garbage cover.
Oh, I see. All right.
Well,
What's the last question?
one last question for Carolyn. What do you think of the name Juan El Cubano?
Okay, Juan El Cubana is
Sounds like a racist joke, doesn't it?
Juan El Cubana is the guy that logged down and said garbage.
Oh yeah, I think it's a fake name.
Yeah, it sounds like a yeah, that's a garbage name.
Yep, I would agree.
Okay, cool.
All right.
It's nice meeting you, Carolyn. Bye.
Yeah.
Thank you. You too.
Bye.
Whenever Carolyn and I had a radio show, and whenever she was on with me, it was always a better show. So there you have it. This is I think the 50th anniversary of Joni Mitchell's Blue. And so I was listening to it a bunch and thinking I needed to write some songs that were closer to the bone. And so I did. Silos sit empty, boarded Main Street stores. Leaves rustle in the wind, it moans at my door. The tank is all topped up, keys are in my hand. quick farewell to my friends. I'm just a one-man band. The price of restlessness, the road that never ends, turning out gravel just around this bend. Don't need the grease of sympathy. This is mine alone. The town gets smaller in my mirror, but still is in my bones. Wheels are made to roll, the motor wants to run. And though he taught me how to drive, I'm not my father's son. The price of restlessness, the road that never ends, turning out crowd just around this bend. I've lived out in the desert. I've lived among the spires. I've lived a life of changing oil another set of times. Headlights coming at me dark behind the wheel. Just a glimpse passing by with little to reveal. The price of emptiness, the road never ends, turning out gravel just around this bend. The price of restlessness, the road never ends, turning out gravel just around this bend. Had 1,000 things to do in order to stay close to you. Most of everything got done except for things I can outrun. Paint these words in winter blue. Run before the rent is due. Pull it holler by the boots in tattered jeans and dirty roots. Sun goes down, moon comes up, silver in a coffee cup. Buses, trucks, aeroplanes, all dressed up in cellophane. So fast, so fast, so fast, so fast. Nothing here's meant to last. Now we've not so far to go. Tell me things I don't know. Slow down, put my head back on the ground. on stars above. Rest your heart inside my love. Rest your heart inside my love. Rest your heart. Rest your heart. Your heart. Rest your heart inside my love. Rest your heart inside my love. Rest your heart.
I was hanging there because I wasn't sure. I didn't want to come in before you were officially done, so I could hear it just kind of.
I wasn't sure if I was done either, but I was.
And I have to say, it took everything in my power, all my strength, to keep from coming in on that conversation that started about Manson and how many people would it have to take to wait in line. And then it just, I felt, I felt like my body was lifting up, and I was in some sort of special mode, to put it mildly.
Well,
yeah, I think
Carol and I will have been together 44 years this coming February.
Congratulations.
So, yeah, and that this stuff that we just talked about only happened like a couple of years ago. So we continue to have interesting adventures.
Well, I put in the comments I'd wait 50 people for Shirley Manson as well, but
okay.
At the same time, I think the closest equivalency I have for that is, this is going back quite a few years, because Borders Books was still open, and Andy Partridge of XTC was there, and I went to get a signed disc from him. I think this is Apple Venus One, or one of those, one of those. And I can't believe I did this. Like, the line was super long. It was taking forever. And I finally just kind of like, I got tired. I left. I don't know what the number was, but it was quite a long line. And it gets perverse, because you make your way up there and I'm like, yeah, I can see I'm getting closer. But I think part of that too is like the meeting of your heroes, or whatever you want to call him, sure. Even if he's not a hero, I've not done a lot of that. I think maybe one of the times that I was glad that I did is I met Tim Curry. Yeah, when he put out some, solo albums that have been reissued, evidently poorly remastered. I don't think they were. And of course, I'm going far afield here, but he did a show, and I waited around afterward to meet him. It wasn't too hard. And this is when he had that Paradise Garage, I think was the song. It was, and that was a hit. And so, long story short, it was well worth it to meet Tim Curry. Not just for the musical stuff, but just for his general menschdom. And I do not regret that.
You're probably old enough that I don't know if, but you're probably old enough that you remember this band called Badfinger. They were, kind of a A- Beatles, I guess.
Well, I'd say A+ for Badfinger, but if we're equating them with the Beatles, their story, the whole tragedy of that band is
Yeah,
really
yeah. And they
quite
were on
quite.
Apple, and Todd Rundgren produced one of their brilliant albums, and they had a huge. I mean, they had a bunch of great songs. They wrote that song "Without You" that probably a lot of people don't realize that. In fact, that was written by
But they know
Tom.
the Nilsson. They know the Nilsson version before they know the Badfinger one.
Yeah,
Probably.
yeah, yes, for sure. And
Yeah.
but anyway, Pete Ham and Tommy Evans were broke. They had all these hit songs, and their managers had stole all their money. They couldn't pay their mortgages, and both of them committed suicide.
Yeah, it's
So
horrible.
yes, and then the drummer ended up drinking himself to death. But then Joey Molland is still around. Joey Molland
Yeah.
wrote some of the good songs too. And so I was down in Mississippi at some casino, and the band was going to be Badfinger, and it's we're sitting in this horseshoe area where people are playing video blackjack by poking on the bar. The video shining up from under the bar, and they're poking on. It's all ding 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 ding, and Badfinger comes on, and Joey Molland is the only original, and he wasn't even one of the original people in Badfinger, but
right.
Of the band the No Dice and Straight Up and all that. Anyway, I was there to see the band, and I'm one of maybe 8 people that are even paying attention. And the sound man goes, "So we're going to take a break. You want to go backstage and meet Joey Molland?" And I'm going, "Well, yeah."
You better believe it.
Yeah, yeah. And so I had a couple of discs in my pocket, including one of his solo albums, and No Dice. And I had the disc CD of No Dice. And so we go back, and he coes out, and he's talking to Carolyn and me, and he signs the No Dice, and I give him this one of his solo albums, and he goes, "Oh, you're the one that bought that." you're the one. But he suffered hard times. He was laying carpet, and he was living in Nashville. The management took all of their money. They were touring, and Pete Ham had shoes where there were holes in the soles of his shoes.
I mean, it's a horrible story, and of course, if anyone watches Breaking Bad, the very last episode uses a Badfinger song over the very last images, which is, I think it's Baby Blue.
Baby Blue. I haven't seen it.
It's
if you want,
totally appropriate.
Come and get, and day after day, that song day.
Oh yeah.
Day after, I mean, they had huge songs, and the manager stole all the money. I'm not sure why I brought that up, but there was some. Anyway,
because you waited to see him, right?
Yes. And he could not have been nicer. He was a total and complete gentleman the entire time. Oh, a hugely nice guy. We went in, it was just Carolyn and me and him. And we're just standing around like in the kitchen and behind where they were. And it was the 3 of us, and we're just standing around talking.
Wow.
Yeah,
I mean, it's rare to have those moments, and that it would be at a casino. Of course, you as a songwriter, the way you describe it with the horseshoe-shaped stage and the people just ignoring them and playing the games, and very vivid, man.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool.
You're tugging at my heartstrings, so. It sounded great again. I will let you take a breather for a second, and I will see you on the last pass. Sounded really good. All right.
See you in a minute.
Yep. Wow. So this has truly been a very existential edition of Folk You. And thanks for those that have been here. I got one more song, and everyone's got one more pass to go around. and then we'll have some final comments at the end. So thanks for sticking in there. So this is another. It's not recorded yet. I think this would. I've got another solo album maybe in mind. The last one I had came out in how was it, 2015? But anyway, this seems like a solo number, and so I'd like to get this recorded at some point. But for now, I hope you enjoy the guitar and vocal version here. And it was inspired by it's pre-pandemic, but it actually has become more appropriate to the pandemic. It's called Sedentary Man. And it was like inspired by mishearing the Neil Diamond Solitary Man. It's a song I'm well acquainted with, but I kind of heard, I think it was on the radio or whatever. I said, did they say Sedentary Man? And then of course I realized, no, it was not. And I thought, oh, that's a pretty evocative title. I've got to use that. So anyway, as I said, it's taken on more significance as people have found themselves sitting and Zooming and whatever. But I hope you like it. Sedentary Man. I sit all day, I sit all night. People who know me don't know my true height. Sitting on my can, on a chair or the couch, looking at life from a kangaroo pouch. I sit on the bus and I get a seat. I ease my knees and free my feet. And on the job, I stay put in my chair. Whether I'm over here or over there, I'm a sedentary man. I'm a sedentary man. I'm a sedentary man. I used to run, jump, jog, and leap, and on all fours some time I'd creep. Bodies in motion become bodies at rest. Now that I'm still, life is the best. I'm a sedentary man. I'm a sedentary man. I'm a sedentary man. No more hubbub, no hustle or flow. There's no destination where I long to go. From my window, I see the street, watching the people mingle and meet. I turn away and close my eyes and picture myself flying through the skies. I'm a sedentary man. I'm a sedentary man. I'm a sedentary man. I'm a sedentary man.
I was trying to figure that out as you were playing it. That's a weird. You'll have to send me the recording.
I'll have to fax you. I'll have to fax you the the tab for that. Well,
Is that it?
I appreciate seeing you vexed by it. I'm a primitivist, you know, and untrained, and I don't know why I'm proud of that, but
no, I am too.
Yeah.
Nope.
Over the years, I've you know, in bands and whatever, I've been with people who are much more on top of things than I am, and they'll be like, "What the hell are you playing there?" You know, and it's not necessarily even the voicing of it, but it'll be like the perversity of the chord didn't, like the progression didn't go where they thought it was going to go. And I just go like, listen, I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel. I just kind of, you know, that's where it went. And at the same time, perversely pleased that they're like, you know, what is that? You know? And so
that's always good.
I feel touched that you were vexed by that. So
yeah, I was like, what's the old rhythm there?
Well, for all you know, you really can't see the guitar. I could have somebody off stage that's actually playing. Yeah, that's another thing. Since this is anecdote night, and I know
bullshit that you got a stage.
I know we're wrapping up, but I have to say that, and again, to age myself, although there's no surprises, that years ago, I saw the band The Babies, who I think are tremendously underrated, actually. They were like a really good hard pop band. That John Waite was the lead singer, you know, from that band, and he went on to much, much bigger success without them. And, you know, I had like hipper friends who were like dissing me for going to see The Babies. I'm like, are you kidding me? They're great. But at one point I looked, and like where I was standing in the crowd, you could see off to the side of the stage, and there was another guitar player they had like beefing up the sound. And it wasn't like somebody like playing like, you know, Gary Richrath style super riffs or anything, just another guitar. And probably it was, now that I think about it, it's probably like a roadie or somebody, and they just like asked him to like beef up the sound for the song. And I just thought, why isn't this guy out on stage? You know, I mean, and even at the time, I think I sort of understood it, but it just, you know, confused me. You know, bring out Bob and let him have his moment in the sun. Maybe Bob didn't want a moment in the sun, though. You know, who knows? But
Bob wanted a moment.
Yeah, Bob did, didn't he? Right?
Yeah.
Fuck you, babies.
Let's talk about Bob's dream before he was doing that for the Babies.
But all right. Again, I digress, and but I will let you serenade us. Been enjoying it, and then we'll all gather again at the end for our little kumbaya moment.
Well, I want to tell you a story real quick about the best sideman thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Is have you ever heard of the band Wilco? They're kind of a local Chicago.
Wait a minute. Let me think. I'm gonna have to look this up later. I think I have heard of them.
Okay, you've heard of Jack Tweedy, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, Jack Tweedy is the lead singer, and
Scott Tweedy.
Jeff Bennett used to be in that band, and rest in peace. I got. So, have you ever seen them do Hoodoo Voodoo live?
No, I've seen them a couple of times, but I don't remember seeing that.
So you know the song Hoodoo Voodoo,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
From the Mermaid Sessions or whatever
it's
called, Mermaid Street, whatever.
Mermaid Avenue.
Yeah. Thank you. So I've seen them twice now, and they've had the same roadie who comes out, and he's this tall, skinny white dude who is wearing tight jeans, like almost bell bottom, but not bell bottom, like just tight 70s jeans. Like you get a 70s vibe from this dude. Long hair, no shirt, these jeans, and he just goes clunk, 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 and he dances all around the stage, going like crotch thrusting, like clunk, 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 clunk.
Wait, I take it he's playing like a cowbell or like
He's
a
playing a
conga
cowbell.
or something?
He's playing a cowbell. He's playing the cowbell part. Like,
Yeah.
It's
Well, that naturally gives into crotch thrusting, I think. There's something in it. I mean, even in like Don't Fear the Reaper, you know, whenever I hear that, it starts happening.
They used to call the male genitalia the cowbell.
Yes. little known, and yet it makes total sense. For those out there, you're learning so much tonight. You're learning so much tonight.
Wow, I didn't know this would go there, but
it did, and I'm proud that it did.
Should I just play a song?
I think so. I'm going to get you off the hook, and I'm going to pray for my own forgiveness here. So, I'll see you back at the conclusion. Okay.
Cool. Yeah. All right. Thanks everyone for tuning in. We really appreciate it. Folk You is a great show. And I'm happy to be a part of it, as always. I see that there are 3 people tuned in right now, which is probably the biggest Folk You crowd I've ever had. This song's called Empty Armor, and let's see. What was I feeling when I wrote this song? I wanted to be a better finger picker, and I wanted to write a fuck you song to someone. So, Folk You, fuck you. It's I should play my fuck you song on Folk You. There we go. But thanks everyone for tuning in. Okay. That's sloppy. That's sloppy guitar playing. Let me try that again. Often in the morning, your words back at my door. When I'm looking for the light switch that I can't find anymore. Though I thought I'd tell you now the shit that I've endured. The snow fell out around me and I stung the whole way home. And I've been reborn as harmless, no fight left in my soul. I just stood and froze, felt the truth behind a joke. And you have been the half-lit moon shining on the worst part of this town. The failures of the trying, emptiness of the rusted playgrounds. Take away their wealth, what you wanna have over them you can sell. 'Cause you cannot be gold till the rest are stone. Gave you my confession, it meant nothing in the end. I was a suit of empty armor, the role to pretend. So who you talking to when you call me your friend? You're just a half-lit moon shining on the worst part of this town. On the failures of the triad, emptiness of the rusted playgrounds. Tailor your cards well, lest you're alone at the table before the hand gets dealt. You will not cash in, so no one else can win. Take away their wealth, what you wanna have over them you can sell, so you cannot cash in. And you will not be gold until the rest are stone. David!
That was cool.
Thank you.
That was cool. I like those major seventh chords that you kind of wove in there unexpectedly.
The what? You'll have to point those out to me because I don't know where those are. Sometimes I just know that if I lift my finger up, it sounds better.
That's what she said. So I have this.
The Last Supper? What is that?
The luncheon party of the boat people. The luncheon of the boat, the luncheon party of the boat people.
David, please explain what the hell you're talking about.
This song was inspired by this painting.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
Okay.
Sweet.
Now you know.
All right, take it.
So we sat with some friends of ours under a canopy, a break in the talk, and I thought about how it came to be, came to me. It came to be. How we arrived by an accident, how time unfurls, how some things change so much and others turn curves. It all unfurls. It turns in curls. Turning in circles, turn to dust, turning to iron, turning into rust. The waiter drops a glass, a question I can't ask. A moment too soon passed, and we all do what we must. The sun broke through the clouds right then, as if by design. And you passed me a tray of cheese. I poured you wine, and life was fine. And I poured you wine. Life was fine. And I poured you wine.
Thank you, sir. That sounded lovely.
What a pleasure it's been to play with the three of you tonight.
Oh yeah, I could not agree more. It's been delightful, unexpected. I'm at a loss for words. Just a blast, I guess, is the best way to put it.
Right.
Any final comments aside from whatever? I shouldn't say aside from anything before we say our adieus for everybody.
I wondered who did the Lone Ranger's laundry. I mean, there had to be somebody.
Well, it wasn't. It wasn't Tonto. You know,
that was me.
Oh yeah, no, Tonto wouldn't have. Wasn't you, Christopher?
Yeah, it was me. I did that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There had to be somebody out there that knew he was a Lone Ranger, because I'm doubting he, like, squoze out his underwear in the.
Yeah, he wouldn't have the. It's not that he wouldn't do it, but I just don't think he had the ability.
He couldn't do it. He couldn't do it. He never learned how. So
this is taking a turn to the sad now. I didn't anticipate that.
Well, if you've never seen his his mask.
Yeah.
What it looked like with tears stained when he would need his clothes washed, and he would show up just buck naked with that mask on, because the mask never got washed.
Oh.
And that was because you know how there's eyebrow mites.
Yes, we need them.
That was his whole thing. Is he's like, I can't wash this mask because that's where my mites live, and I can't kill them because they eat the garbage off my eyebrows. So I would say hot, warm, or cold. Like, how do you want these cleaned? And he would always say cold. So
that doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah.
Well, I this depth of thought is taking me down pathways I had not expected yet again. So I'm going to draw it in. I'm going to say officially thank you to David Hinske. I'll give my hand right here. Christopher Elam. And it has been a pleasure to have you guys here for our 16th edition. We only have a few more shows to go in our 19th year. And like I said, December is technically the 20th anniversary, but I just usually don't do a show in December. Now I don't really have as much of an excuse, but I don't have one scheduled. So January will be our official start of the 20th year. And so I really am glad that you both could be here and make this whole I can't even say post-pandemic, but just this whole thing more bearable and just a pleasure.
Yeah.
My pleasure.
Larry, thanks so much. This is a great show. Thank you.
Yeah. Nice to meet you, Christopher. Those were some lovely songs.
Same to you, David. And I look forward to knowing you in the future.
So I would say, dudes, hang in there because we're going to do like an official farewell, and then we'll have our little blood oath or whatever we do after the fact. We can't let people know because then we'd have to kill them, So, but we will end the broadcast. Thank you again, David Hinske, Christopher Elam. I'm Larry O'Dean. See you the third Friday of next month, and let's all wave. And I'll talk to you guys in a sec.